And we're back with Football Manager. We're playing Newcastle, our rivals. And we drew against them. They're the reason why we might not have a really good chance at the League Cup, because we lost to them in a very long penalty shootout where our goalie just didn't really have the reach or something to get the balls. She jumped the right way a long time. But she jumped the right way like 6 times, but just couldn't get her hands on the ball. So we have 1 point. They have 2 points in the League Cup. And of course, Man City won. Man City will probably win anyways. We're going to play them today. We'll see what happens. If we happen to beat Man City, anything's possible. They're playing probably 2 or 3 games in 10 days right now. Then that would be insane. We play Durham after Man City, so if we beat Man City and then say lost to Durham, we would be out. And I think I've lost to Durham before. So we're playing Newcastle. Their manager suggested we were overachieving or something in the very first game we played against them, so I've been making a grudge against her. Doesn't matter. And Markall is red. Player of the week, My Cato. Is that what a name? Okay. So O'Hanlon is injured. So Murphy will come in. And I have to play Dale, but Dale is fit. So if we're winning by a significant margin, I'll throw Dale in here. Okay, so here we go. I'll probably start out in defensive. See how the game goes. If we're not getting shots, I'll go back to defensive again. That's just to be more patient as you march up the field kind of thing. I'll keep doing this. I don't know if it works or whatever. I don't see it in the highlights anyways, but we'll trigger the press on the Ds. They're playing 3 Ds like that. We will show them on their weaker foot, these two. We'll trigger press on this one. Pretty simple instructions. Oh no, they have web. I think we can crash into these people. Take them out. Not bad. So this is a big game. Players like because it's a derby rather. They're not going to really enjoy this. Atkinson, for example, does not enjoy big games. See how she does. She plays a decent ball to Corbin, but I guess nothing happened with that. I'm going to encourage because only a few people like the team talk. Of course that... Oh, no, it went through. Good. So if we happen to score here... Nobody to get their head on the ball, but Finn is going to shoot. And this time she scores, though, which is crazy. She's terrible at shooting. Finishing 7, long shots 5. Let's just say that had maybe a 15% chance of going in. But she did it. And we're up 1-0 early. We didn't manage to score against them last time. So we can see we always fail, but their clearance, we have 3 people out here to get the ball. I've changed that to 3. Because we don't score on the near post. You can only put 3 players going to the near post. So that means you have a lot of extra people. You can put 1 person out wide, 1 person marking the keeper. Then you have a bunch of people just milling around or whatever. Just put 3 out here. Center, right, left. And you get those second chances all the time. When I only had 2, they were kind of like here and here. and if the ball came out here, they could get it. If the ball came out here, they could get it. But now, like when I say they there, I mean Newcastle in this case. But now with the player out here, here, and here, we always get that second ball. You can see in all the corner highlights we get, it's those players out there that get the ball back. And Finn should not have shot that, but she did, and she scored. Low percentage play, but it worked out. We're getting all the shots, and they're not really doing anything, so I'm not going to change from attacking unless we see a resurgence from them and they start taking over the game. And then I could change that. Defensive overperformed maybe in the last couple of matchups. They are taking over the game. They've had the last 2 shots, but let's see what we can do. No, there we go. They're getting into the game a bit more. Are they going to score on their corner highlight? We have Westrup and stuff blocking the near post. We got our head on the ball, but they got the second one, put it over the net. Just keep an eye on Atkinson's performance. It's not stellar. 6.6, but we haven't had many chances. What's she gonna do with it? She's gonna put it. Oh, she's gonna just walk in and shoot that ball. Yeah, I was thinking she would have to pass it back, but they didn't move. They allowed her to walk right by them, and she stepped in front of Wardlaw and Grech and just took a shot. Nobody else was blocking them. All the other players thought, oh, Wardlaw and Grech have her, but she just walked by them. They were just standing there like a wall in a set piece. That's hilarious, and we can praise. Just watch these 2 defense people, women. Here's Grech. Oh, bye. Wardlaw has you now. Oh, Wardlaw. No. Just stand there. Oh, that was hilarious. And she made no mistake. Really good. I don't know whose ball this is. It's our ball. Oh, what a ball. Priscilla makes no mistake. I think Tamanen did that as well as she could. She came out to cut down the angle, but I think Priscilla more or less chipped it over her. And this is just an incredible ball by Barry. And Priscilla with her 15 pace is going to beat most people. Nope, just couldn't reach it. She doesn't cut off enough of the net. Wow, what a goal. This is what I expected the first time we played Newcastle. Penalty. Does anyone have 2 goals right now? You know what? Kitching got taken down there. If it gives me the option here. It does not give me the option. It used to give you the option. In 24, you could change who would take the penalty, but here it doesn't. Westrup is the best penalty taker on the field. Is that what I'm hearing here? That was top corner. You can't ask for better than that. That was a terrific penalty. The goalie went the right way, but it went way over her. You hit it top corner. The goalie can't jump. Right now, I'm sure in the future there will be goalies that can jump all the way to this part of the net. But right now, they don't exist. And this is a tall goalie. But it was in the top part. You can only go across this way. You can't jump like that and then land way over here. We're ripping them apart. This is maybe bite me in the ass. They're still going to be going, when it says mentality, we're playing attacking. So it's probably going to just be higher rather than much higher. And we'll just go to standard. Waste some time if you want, but only when you have the ball and there's nobody coming on you. What a first half. What a first half. If it starts going way the wrong way, I'll put it on defensive, but we're taking it to Newcastle, frankly. They haven't got any more shots on net since that first little grouping of them that they got. So we're defending really well. And we're going down. We're in their final third a lot. They started with the ball, which means they're probably going to lose it. It's kind of 8 out of 10 for the AI and 9 out of 10 for you. So we took the ball, Kitching stole it, plays it to Reglar, who hasn't showed up in a lot of highlights, but she shows up by goals not being scored. And here's Atkinson. What a player. Unfortunately, she's just the wrong side of 20. She's just... Some of these will go up. What do I have her working on right now? Like her crossing... We're not that far into the year. We're not even halfway. But her crossing's not going up. And you can see she's training. Like, this is her basic role for what she's doing. Crossing is getting trained in training and stuff. And it's not going up. She's 24. She can technically improve till she's like 26, 27. But it says current max ability. The stars are kind of based on how good she is versus the rest of her teammates rather than how she is in the position necessarily. Because you can see Shiva has better stats than her on almost everything except pace and finishing. But like Shiva has 9s, 10s in all of this. Shiva's a better crosser, and Shiva doesn't play that position. So, yeah, Atkinson's gonna have to get replaced. We have 5 different goal scorers. Awesome. It's nice to see. That was a really good play. Atkinson's certainly not worried about this big game. And she's played in enough, but I've never seen that that personality trait go away. She has 2 goals, so I can't take her off. I thought we had 5 different goal scorers, but no. This is a problem. She's scoring 2 goals too often. I can't take her off. I'm gonna make some changes though. I'm gonna get Dale on so she doesn't get too pissy. And who is not playing as well or not feeling great right now? McInnes. There we go. And then we have Brown for Roberts, our captain. O'Hanlon's injured. Let's get Shiva on the... I would love to sell Shiva. So don't ask me what happened in the League Cup game. Our players are pretty familiar with the formation now. That means they're better at playing it. They play together better when you play with your same players more often, you develop a connection and chemistry. I still have no idea. I've never looked up what this says, and I can't really think of it. We completed more crosses, passes about the same. We had 11 corners, one highlight. One highlight? Yeah, I think one highlight. XG. Shots on target, 15. 5 is a little low, to be honest. It's very rare to get that many. Their goalie can't feel bad about themselves, basically. 20 shots on target. Well, towards the target. Possession, even. We play get stuck in and everything. They probably do as well because it overperforms, so I'm sure they made the AI do it more often. So the fouls are even. You see, we don't get many until we get Tachanka and stuff, which we will get next year. We really have no one to head the ball. So those crosses you do on most of the free kicks, there's no one to get it. We'll go get some jumpers in the off season. We'll try in January, but I just don't see it happening. And I can't really do it unless I trade players, which is very hard. Nobody gave us a chance. I doubt that. We're top of the league in WSL2, and they're way down here. Birmingham drew in their game. They were at 18 points. We were pulled away from them. Still, they're 2 games back, basically, from taking the lead. We'd have to lose 2 and they'd have to win 2. But we crushed Birmingham directly. And if we didn't beat Birmingham, we'd have 21 points and they would have 22 points. That's how that, or if we drew against them, we'd have 22 points and they would have 20 points. So yeah, it's a smash Newcastle. What had been billed as a close encounter at their place of business as well. Just silence those fans. And Izzy Atkinson, player of the match again. Could I sell Izzy? Because I'm fine playing out the season with Jones. She's a decent player, not as good as Izzy. But if I could sell Izzy for 100,000, it's because she always just expires worthless. Nobody buys her. But if she's scoring 2 goals a game, maybe. Do I want to? Do I risk my promotion if I trade her in January? Just throw Tanya under the bus all the time. We were playing in St. James Park. I'm really happy for the fans who got to see what, the 60 of us that showed up in St. James Park. Yeah, she scored a screamer. Very unlikely. I don't even remember Priscilla's goal. That was the cross by Barry. Or, the playthrough by Barry. Yeah. No, not that one. I wanted to click quotes here. Huh. So, yeah. Good. And we have Crystal Palace at home. And then the League Cup. It'll be a long episode because I want to play that game. Because if I just showed because there's a break after this game. So let's say I just showed this game and then showed the break. You would might think that I just filmed an episode where I filmed it like 10 times, right? And it was just the one where I won. You know, the Any Given Sunday type thing. Birmingham are against Southampton and will be looking to demonstrate. So Birmingham wants to win. They would go to 22 points. And they do have title aspirations. So I'm going to talk up the Southampton. Yeah. Barry is honestly awesome though, and I'm going to sign Barry and try and trade Scar. We have Blades in under 21s who can back up Barry. And it's ultimately Cordellino's thing. Barry would sign as like a backup or fringe player, and then ultimately Cordellino should come in. All right. Barry's been fantastic, but she would be a backup. Cordellino, if she can get a... We must be coming up on the work permit time. This is our second attempt to get one. She was granted a work permit. I'm going to recall her in January. If I can sell Scar. Fucking A. I'm so excited. She often, like 60% of the time, she gets one to start. Well, 50% maybe. I don't know. Some percentage. She failed both times here. Which team is she with? Sounds okay. She's in Spain. Yeah, I don't know honestly what changed her status there, but I want her. She was free, even if I end up selling her at some point. I mean, I made 275 grand or whatever. So yeah, she's back in January. If I can sell Sage. Scar. Sage. Sage is a spice. A good one, actually. I quite like it. So Hanlon's fit. Why would I give McInnes up on loan? I should have put Dell. Well, I did play Dell last game. She didn't do anything, but whatever. Okay, so here we go. Cordellino got her work permit. I'm very excited by that. In January, she's coming back. Hopefully. Do this. What formation are they playing? Very offensive one. Yeah, tight marking on these guys. They can burn by your defense, but we play a very low line, so our players are normally by the goal. So if they blow by them, they were going to get by them anyways. We're going to trigger press on all the defense people again. Again, I haven't seen that show up in a highlight necessarily. I don't know if this stuff fucking helps. Occasionally you'll see a slide tackle come in and take out a ball, and we end up with the ball, so that's fine. That works. But what we haven't seen in a highlight yet is us running at the defense making a bad pass that maybe goes to one of our players instead, and we score. And that's what this trigger press is meant to do. So does this fucking work? I don't know. Yeah, people are drinking the Kool-Aid now. Gotta love it. And unless we learn something different, we're gonna stay on attacking. They are in our end almost exclusively so far, but there we go. No shots. Our possession is starting to increase, and we're just got a corner. I don't know whose ball this is. Starting from the goalie like that's a bit of a set piece. Brown though, to Weirden. This is their ball almost certainly. Now, that's a function of Corbin being short and not, we're going to be replacing Corbin, Brown. You need tall players there because of that situation right there. Or good headers anyways, with some aggression, because that makes them actually go for the ball. I'm going to risk doing an encourage right now. Could get a highlight before it goes off. Nope, safe. I don't like what's happening. We're just kind of not getting down and getting chances. So, guys, just make sure. Don't be so risky. Let's just march the ball up the field more patiently, I guess. Let's see if this changes anything. This is already a fairly defensive formation, so this might be overdoing it, but it works sometimes. I would want to see our passes. Toll-free survey. I don't need to talk to them right now. Yeah, we're getting more shots now, so it works. I'm fine. We're going up. I'm going to scream at my team. I'm far from pleased. And then you have to make them feel better about themselves. Priscilla looks disheartened. Well, you haven't scored now, have you? And that's your entire job. Didn't really like my team talk, so let's erase it with an encourage. I think this is a fairly boring game to watch. I think that last game we got 20 shots towards the net or whatever. Ooh, that was good since Maloney went the completely wrong way. I don't want to draw. I think they started with the ball, but again, it's the AI. I saw a goal in real life where the goalie was choosing where to shoot the ball, and a player ran in and just slide tackled the Didn't hit the goalie at all. Just got the ball in the net because the goalie was fapping about with the ball. That's why you have to... When players... If you want to make it at football, I'm going to give you all advice right now. When the ball is being passed, you charge as fast as you can the player who's getting the ball. Now, if they receive the ball and cleanly, stop. Don't run into them or whatever. But if they're fumbling with the ball, and you can go shoulder check them off the ball or whatever. Like, if they don't have the ball securely because they see you charging at them, you're not allowed to scream as you go like a war cry. You'll get a yellow card or something. But that would be epic. That would be more fun if football allowed you to do that, but then people would get racist or whatever. People's worst habits would come out. In any case, charge the player receiving the ball because, first of all, it's unlikely they'll receive it cleanly. It's less likely that they'll receive it cleanly if you're charging at them. But sometimes the pass is not the best. The player's already thinking of what they're going to do with the ball once they get it instead of actually receiving the ball, so they can fumble it a little bit. Charge those players. Charge them. And you will succeed. That's what trigger press is in this game, and it doesn't seem to be doing anything, though. Maloney's good enough that you have to make a pretty worldy shot to get it in from there. I don't know what the fuck is happening. We haven't had a shot in a long time, and they haven't had shots. Which result is going to get us something? I don't want to draw. I'd rather lose than draw, let's put it that way. Because this is fucking stupid. But they're playing a very... No, they're playing a very offensive one. It's a little late in the day to be trying this, but let's stretch the game out a little bit. They don't have a lot of players out wide in their formation. And don't be afraid to play with those. Can Izzy... Oh, the goalie barely got that very anemic shot. She might have scored if she put pace on that. Yeah, I'm fine. I want to score before I start subbing people off. Well, Atkinson is not setting the world on fire right now. Let's get Jones on there. Everybody else is kind of the best at what they do. Let's put Pierce. Pierce is good, and she can head the ball. They started with the ball. Priscilla should be there. What the fuck? I don't need you on defense, Priscilla. They had 3 players back there, so obviously we outnumber them in the front. Again, they started with the ball. This should be ours, but sometimes it just says, nope, they're going to score. What the fuck was that? Jesus fucking Christ. Whatever this was, the goalie was going to go pick it up. And who did that? Brown? I don't know. Who put that out the side? That was very bad. This is atrocious. This is an atrocious result. Barry's out wide. And she plays a searching ball over to Jones. Jones steps in. It goes to Kitching. She plays it all the way back to Finn, who's going to shoot. And what the fuck is happening? What the entire fuck is happening? She has scored two incredible goals. Finn, just to remind you, this was last episode she scored a goal. 7 finishing. She's 27. She's not getting better. Long shots, 5. This is a long shot. Unbelievable. She just pasted it far corner. This is something like Lewandowski would score. There would be more pace on the ball probably. But yeah, this is a goal scorer's goal. Not somebody with 7 finishing, I can tell you that. Look where she is. She's like 30 yards out. And she just, the goalie just, the goal. What was that? What was that? Now this could all fall apart. No highlights, and then all of a sudden we score, and then they get a highlight right after. A penalty? Fuck you. Oh my god. What the ever-living fuck? Of course we score a goal, go up, and then we get a stupid fucking penalty. It's not even going to show us that again. Fuck. And we got a red card. A second yellow, I would assume. Okay, so Barry's going to scoot back. Brown is off. We need someone to play on the right wing. Who's in bad shape out here? McInnes and Kitching. I want that 16 finishing. So we're going to swap Kitching off for Shiva. Shiva's going to go here, and McInnes is going to go here. Barry's going to change for Roberts. Yeah, I want McInnes in the middle. This player's not on the pitch right now, so why is it showing on the screen here? Get out of the fucking way so McInnes can go right there. Whatever, anyways, that's probably what's going to happen. Oh, she may not score. There's every possibility she doesn't score. Well, no. It's very likely she'll score. It's just... yeah, she went the wrong way and everything. Let's encourage... What a fucking turn of events. To go... We just scored at like 80 minutes. And then they immediately get a penalty. Unfucking believable. That was brutally pathetic. We were like going up 1-0 was a miracle given how we were playing. And then of course they get a fucking penalty. Unbelievable. If Birmingham wins, they'll be at 22 points. 1 away. First of all, I don't. Dell could play there. Shit. I'll be positive. I can yell at them in the dressing room, but support them in public. Does this mean we would have won if, like, was that not a penalty? It's totally possible it was not a penalty. I want her to become a coach. She's fairly determined for her personality, which is a good for a coach. Jessica Brown is suspended for 1 game. What the fuck? There goes my defense. Oh my god. Oh my god. Did I forget to do something here? No, that's not the one I wanted. Yeah, they don't train at all when they're this. They half intensity. This is normally normal. And then double here. And I tuned back the training. So shit like this doesn't happen. Well, lifting weights in the gym. Fucking hell. What's with these huge injuries too? There's a good crowd because we're playing Man City. I'm a little disappointed, to be honest. I was hoping to go up against one of the bigger teams. No one's bigger than Man City. I think, well, Man United. Who has more fans around the world? I think it's still Man United. Even though they're kind of in a decade of not doing very much. And Man City, oil baron, Saudi, spending money, splashing money around. They've been winning stuff. Who has more fans? It's one of those two. And then Liverpool, probably next. That's contentious. I don't actually know how to. I don't know if that's true. But yeah, Man United, because of how dominant they were through the 90s, early 2000s, they just developed a huge fan base around the world. So who's bigger than Man City? Yeah, let's be negative. She'll start because Scar is injured. We could cause an upset. But really, if we go down 2-0 or something, I'm just going to do the instant result, which is more any given Sunday. Blades got called up. This is going to be fun. Wow. And when it's red like that, you can see there's slightly different shades. But yeah, this is not... That's alone. These are brutal injuries for a long time. Scar is on her way back. interesting. And there's a situation with Jones because she hasn't been playing very much. And you know Atkinson hates big games, so here comes Jones. Wow. We are hurting. This is gonna suck. I'll do it. Oh, fuck me. This is so dumb. And we're gonna go defensive here, for sure. And let's see what happens. Gives the ball away. We might not watch much of this game. Way open, even though show on weaker foot, you have to be close. Great save by Maloney. Corner. They have tall players. Of course they do. Only one shot though. Boring game so far. Still filling each other out. They have way more of the ball. We can't march up the field. They're playing a fairly wide formation, so we'll just stick with ours. Let's shout some encouragement to our team. And it didn't fire yet, which means this could go bad. It's possible this could go bad. Corbin can cross the ball. Jones can cross the ball. Corbin. Finn doesn't shoot this time. She gets it over to Barry, who puts it over the net though. But Barry is good at heading the ball. That could have gone in. That was dangerous. They started with the ball. What the fuck where are you, Priscilla? Why aren't you pressuring these people? These are the ones we had said to press with the ball. So this is one of the 2%, 20% of the time when the AI gets to keep the ball. Yeah, cheer. You guys are too good. The highest wage budget in the WSL. There's literally... God. Shaw. No, we got our head on the ball, but we didn't really. Kitching misread the situation there. I'm surprised that didn't go in. That's the kind of goal that gets scored against Maloney, which is great. Like that, she shouldn't save that, I'm saying, but now we have one. And we don't have any tall players on the field, whatever. Oh my god. And then charge that ball. What the fuck was that? It's not like we haven't had chances to score. We've had 2 good chances. They've only had 1. Now they started with the ball, but again, that's 80%. All the way back to the goalie. This could go poorly. That's who you're supposed to charge. What's the use in triggering press if nobody does it? We just let her march towards the net. Maloney had to make a good save. They start with the ball again. They haven't lost the ball yet when they've started with it, and so this would break the statistical average here if they don't lose the ball. Doesn't look like they're going to. Fuck, what a shot. Alright, enough of this shit. Didn't work. But frankly, I didn't want to watch any more of that. We're out of the League Cup. I don't give a fuck. I want to win this league. I don't care about the League Cup. Yep, gives us a chance to focus elsewhere. Well, I wasn't in charge. Does it really not make any subs? I was not in charge for, like, not even the halftime. So I should have probably yelled at them at halftime, to be honest, and then gone to that. But, like, it doesn't make any subs? If that instant result doesn't make any subs, it's total bullshit. And we're knocked out of the League Cup. Yeah, because we have no chance of catching Man City now, right? We had to win. We would have had 4 points. And we would be in first place if we had won. Man City would be at 3. But this group here, Man City is a distant pipe dream, to be honest. Did we play them in the... I think we did. Preseason? No, I didn't subject myself to Man City. Yeah. I like to have a chance to win in the preseason. So we played kind of the middle of the pack Super League teams. Durham's not going to win. So, yeah, that's it. Disappointing. We also lost some good players. We lost Gilmar. Brown suspended. So Roberts will play against Durham. And I think it's League Cup, so I don't give a fuck. We're not, like, who cares? Who cares? I don't care. We'll play her for a couple games. Wants to go out on loan. All right. 14 days. There's a international break, so we're not gonna I'm not going to make you sit through 2 weeks of my players getting injured, that's for sure. Well, it was unlikely to result in a victory there. So we had a nice big win, and then followed that up with an uninspired draw against a middle-of-the-pack team. We are in first place here. Have a terrific goal differential. And just that was an uninspired performance against Crystal Palace. But we were never going to beat Man City, probably, so whatever. Oh no, we're playing Durham in the WSL 2 coming up in the next game. And then we play them in the League Cup, which... If Newcastle, for example, beats Man City, it'll be interesting. I might almost lose to Durham on purpose just to knock Man City. Blades has been... Blades scores goals. Like, I've seen her get credit for goals in the international play. So I'm surprised she got kicked out. Let's see how many people did show up for the game. So this is our place. It only holds 2,500. So we nearly filled it up for that loss. Of course, if you're only going to show up when we play Man City, well, yeah, you're going to be disappointed at this stage. Next year, we'll be more competitive. The year after that, we're just going to keep marching forward because we're going to have a lot of young players who are, wonder kids, right? So it's just, this is a kind of a 3-year project to be able to give Man City a really competitive match. Anyways, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell me if you think I'm boneheaded or doing something wrong. But I tried to change the game up against Crystal Palace, and we just couldn't get anything going. And they were wearing ugly uniforms. We should have stomped on them just for that. I really hate that color, beige or yellow or whatever it is. Anyways, have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.